Poverty, homelessness, and crime are deeply intertwined challenges that have long troubled the United States. Over 2 million individuals find themselves without a home. While the FBI reported over 2 million violent crimes in 2022, painting a sobering picture of safety in the country. Additionally, the nation saw more than 10 million property crimes, underscoring the pervasive impact of economic hardship on communities. In 2022, a staggering 12% of the population lived below the poverty line, leaving more than 40 million Americans grappling with basic survival. 10. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Philadelphia has long struggled with a trio of challenges: homelessness, crime, and poverty, each feeding into the other in a vicious cycle. The city's battle with homelessness has only intensified. The 2022 point-in-time count revealed that 34,233 people were experiencing homelessness on a single night, marking a 12% rise from the previous year. This growing crisis is a visible reminder of the deepening social issues in Philadelphia. In 2022, the city recorded 562 homicides, equating to an alarming rate of 21.5 homicides per 100,000 residents, far above the national average of 6.9. The streets of Philadelphia have also witnessed numerous other violent crimes, including 5,986 aggravated assaults and 2,142 robberies in the same year. These figures paint a troubling picture of safety in the city. Poverty, the root of many social ills, is widespread in Philadelphia. With a poverty rate of 25%, the city surpasses the national average. And the situation is particularly dire for children. Nearly 40% live in poverty. These statistics highlight the economic hardships that many residents face daily. 9. Baltimore, Maryland. Baltimore is a city grappling with the heavy burden of poverty and crime. Over a quarter of its residents, 26.2%, live below the poverty line, struggling to secure life's basic necessities such as food, housing, and clothing. This widespread poverty has left a significant mark on the city's social fabric. Crime rates in Baltimore further underscore the challenges its residents face. The FBI reported that in 2022, the city's violent crime rate stood at a staggering 1,550.2 incidents per 100,000 residents, more than double the national rate of 739.9. While property crime rates were slightly below the national average, at 3,427.6 per 100,000 residents, they still represent a serious concern for the community. Homelessness remains a persistent issue in Baltimore as well. On a single night in January 2022, an estimated 15,862 people were experiencing homelessness, according to the Baltimore City Homeless Services Program. This number reflects the ongoing struggle of many Baltimoreans to find stable, secure housing in a city where poverty and crime continue to pose significant challenges. 8. Cleveland, Ohio. Cleveland grapples with some of the highest poverty rates in the nation. According to the U.S. Census Bureau, a staggering 31.4% of Cleveland's population lives below the poverty line, defined as an income of less than $27,750 for a family of 4. This economic struggle is particularly severe for the city's youngest residents, with 47.2% of children under 18 living in poverty as of 2022, more than double the national child poverty rate of 18.5%. Homelessness is another pressing concern in Cleveland. The 2023 homeless count revealed 17,860 people in Cuyahoga County, which includes Cleveland, where a 14% increase from the previous year. This rise in homelessness reflects broader economic challenges and the city's ongoing struggle to provide adequate support for its most vulnerable populations. Cleveland also faces significant crime challenges. The FBI's Uniform Crime Reporting Program noted that in 2022, Cleveland's violent crime rate stood at 17.39 incidents per 1,000 residents, far above the national average of 4.33 per 1,000 residents. This stark contrast underscores the city's ongoing battle with safety and security, further complicating efforts to improve the quality of life for its residents. 7. Atlanta, Georgia. Atlanta, a bustling hub in the southeastern United States, confronts a range of challenges, particularly in areas of poverty, homelessness, and crime. The city's poverty rate is a troubling 23.6%, nearly double the national average of 11.6%. The burden of poverty falls disproportionately on Black and Hispanic communities, who face significantly higher rates of economic hardship. Homelessness remains a persistent issue in Atlanta, with approximately 25,687 people experiencing homelessness on any given night. This troubling statistic reflects the broader socioeconomic struggles many Atlanta residents face. Crime in Atlanta also paints a concerning picture. In 2022, the city recorded 159 homicides, equating to a rate of 15.2 per 100,000 people, considerably higher than the national homicide rate of 6.3 per 100,000 people. Although the Atlanta Police Department reported a 1% overall decrease in crime in 2022 compared to the previous year, property crimes edged up by 1%, even as violent crimes saw a 9% decline. This mixed picture underscores the complexity of the challenges Atlanta continues to face. 6. Las Vegas, Nevada. Las Vegas is a city known for its extremes. While it is home to some of the wealthiest individuals on the planet, it also harbors a significant population living in poverty. According to the U.S. Census Bureau, 14.6% of Las Vegas residents struggle to make ends meet, living below the poverty line. This stark reality means that many people in the city face daily challenges in securing basic necessities like food, shelter, and clothing. The issue of homelessness in Las Vegas is particularly troubling. In 2022, the city recorded 37,524 homeless individuals, marking a 12% increase from the previous year. This growing crisis is a visible reminder of the deep inequalities that exist within the city. Crime in Las Vegas is another area of concern. The violent crime rate in 2022 was 1,159.8 incidents per 100,000 people, far exceeding the national average of 398.7 per 100,000. Property crime rates are also elevated, with 3,443.9 incidents per 100,000 people, compared to the national average of 2,307.2 per 100,000. These statistics paint a picture of a city where both wealth and hardship coexist, often in stark contrast. 5. Seattle, Washington. The homelessness crisis in Seattle has been escalating over the years. The 2022 point-in-time count reported 49,751 homeless individuals, a staggering 30.2% increase since 2010. This issue is a complex one, driven by factors such as the high cost of living, lack of affordable housing, and the challenges of mental health and substance abuse. The U.S. Census of 2022 revealed that 14.7% of Seattle's population lives below the poverty line. Despite Seattle's reputation for innovation and prosperity, these numbers highlight the persistent issues of inequality and economic hardship within the city. Crime in Seattle is another growing concern. In 2022, the city saw 2,088 property crimes per 1,000 residents, surpassing the national average of 2,301 per 1,000. Additionally, the violent crime rate stood at 6.8 incidents per 1,000 residents, compared to the national rate of 4.9 per 1,000. These figures underscore the challenges Seattle faces as it strives to balance its rapid growth with the well-being of all its residents. 4. Honolulu, Hawaii. Honolulu, despite its stunning landscapes and vibrant culture, faces significant economic challenges. As of 2022, 19.1% of its residents were living below the poverty line, a rate notably higher than the national average. For many, this means surviving on an income less than 3 times the federal poverty threshold, a struggle that disproportionately affects Native Hawaiians and children. One of the main culprits behind this pervasive poverty is the exorbitant cost of living in Honolulu. The city ranks among the most expensive in the United States, with median home prices soaring above $1 million. Renting a one-bedroom apartment can easily set someone back more than $2,000 each month, making it nearly impossible for many residents to make ends meet. These economic hardships are intricately tied to Honolulu's growing homelessness crisis, In 2022, Oahu, the island where Honolulu is located, reported approximately 19,800 homeless individuals. A staggering increase from the 5,200 counted just 5 years earlier. The high cost of living, combined with limited affordable housing options, has left many without a place to call home. 3. San Francisco, California. San Francisco, often seen as a beacon of wealth and innovation, harbors a significant population living in poverty, with 22.3% of its residents below the poverty line. The city's economic inequality is stark. This financial strain frequently leads to homelessness, a grim reality for over 85,000 people in 2022. Many of these individuals reside in encampments or find shelter in public spaces, contributing to the city's visible struggle with homelessness. The intersection of poverty and homelessness often correlates with higher crime rates. Individuals facing these harsh realities may turn to petty theft or drug sales out of sheer necessity. Additionally, the widespread presence of homelessness can foster a sense of disorder, leading to increased crime in certain areas. Property crime, in particular, dominates San Francisco, accounting for over 80% of reported incidents. Shoplifting alone costs the city's retailers more than $500 million annually. Meanwhile, violent crime has also been on the rise. Between 2021 and 2022, San Francisco experienced a 14% increase in homicides, highlighting the growing challenges this city faces in addressing both poverty and crime. 2. New York City, New York. Homelessness is a pressing issue in New York City, with over 108,000 individuals, including more than 37,000 children, experiencing homelessness on any given night. The city's shelters are overwhelmed, and the problem continues to grow as affordable housing remains scarce. New York City, the bustling metropolis known as the Big Apple, is home to a striking contrast between wealth and poverty. According to the U.S. Census Bureau, a staggering 19.5% of New Yorkers live below the poverty line, a figure notably higher than the national average of 11.5%. This economic disparity is most pronounced in neighborhoods like the Bronx and East Harlem, where poverty rates soar even higher. In terms of crime, New York City saw 126,537 major crimes reported in 2022, marking a 12.2% increase from the previous year. While this uptick is concerning, it pales in comparison to the crime rates of the early 1990s, when the city grappled with over 2 million major crimes annually. Despite the recent rise, New York City's crime rate has dramatically decreased over the past few decades. 1. Los Angeles, California. Los Angeles, often celebrated for its glitz and glamour, also grapples with significant challenges, particularly when it comes to housing affordability. The city is one of the most expensive places to live in the United States, with the median home price soaring above $600,000 and the median rent for a one-bedroom apartment exceeding $2,000 per month. This high cost of living contributes to the city's poverty rate, with 18.9% of residents living below the poverty line as of 2021. The homelessness crisis in Los Angeles is the most severe in the nation, with over 112,000 people experiencing homelessness across Los Angeles County on any given night. This crisis is fueled by a combination of factors, including the steep housing costs, a lack of affordable housing options, and inadequate access to mental health and substance abuse treatment services. Crime is another area of concern for Los Angeles residents. The city has a crime rate of 32 per 1,000 residents, significantly higher than the national average of 23.8 per 1,000 residents. This means that Angelenos are more likely to encounter crime than the average American, adding another layer of complexity to life in this sprawling city.